Last week I published a video about Rossinavi, a shipyard well known for their ability to work with a variety of different yacht designers in order to build a variety of different yachts. Now at the end of that video I told you that I'd been invited to be involved with the Rossinavi Design Challenge. The idea of this was to encourage upcoming young yacht designers to come out with fresh new ideas for the industry. Today is the day that the award will be given to the winner. Now, I've come here to Rossinavi, first of all, to meet one of the Rossi family, Federico, who's the COO of the company, and we'll tell a little bit about that challenge and the idea behind it. But then we'll go to the SeaTec Exhibition, where the award will be given out, and we'll meet some of the finalists and have a look at their extraordinary designs that they came up with, before finally seeing who actually wins the Rossinavi Design Challenge. So Federico, first of all, thanks so much for letting the Yachts for Sale YouTube channel be part of the Rossinavi Design Challenge. Now this event was your idea, I think, your brainchild.
Yes, it is. It was an idea that born to give the opportunity younger designer to have a realistic feedback by the market and the builder. Then generally is different than to have a feedback by, I don't know, an expression of design, or to create something that is too much innovative, because the market is not ready to give this kind of challenger.
Sure. And in fact, some of the designs that we looked at were really quite extraordinary, but some of them may be not marketable, not sellable, and not really practical to do you think?
Right. Sometimes some clients are attracted by some, not crazy, but yeah, innovative concept. But in the end, where the vessels that are in the sea are quite regular. The cost of a boat is very high, and everybody, I am afraid, in case to resell, the risk to lose money is too much. It's very high.
There was one design that I saw that I absolutely loved, which had kind of a big bubble suspended high above the deck, and it was half full of water, so it became half swimming pool, and I think the forward half was the helm station. I thought it was a great idea, but is that a practical solution for a yacht?
It's a very good question. Practical, it's practical that the client wants. It's a practical that the idea, if the vessel burn, but not also in terms of building, in terms also ambition, if the client want, if the vessel will be building, the crew and the shipyard will work to create the functionality.
Sure. Now the winner of this award, in fact, something that really grabbed my attention was when I found out what they would win, because it's a very nice trophy, but it's far more than just a pretty trophy to put on the shelf. What will the winner of the award today be receiving?
It is it's not only an award, no, like some statues.
Yeah.
But it is the possibility to put his idea in the market directly, jumping a lot of steps that this kind of business created, like a dam, like a wall. And then we will create, thanks to the model market, scale model.
Oh yeah.
And the participation of the boat show, and the brochure to enter in our networking of sale activities.
That's remarkable, and actually for the viewers, I want viewers to understand that the models are worth thousands and thousands of euro. Very often you see models in a yacht show worth in total tens of thousands of euro. But more than that, as you know, Federico, I used to work for another Italian builder, and before we would do the pre-engineering and development of a project to present it to the market or on behalf of a client, we'd need to know that that client was, first of all, financially qualified to buy it, and secondly, that he was pretty sure he was going to go ahead and buy it, because it's a big investment for a shipyard to do pre-engineering and the commercialization of a project. So the value of this prize is really quite considerable, I think.
Especially for a vessel that is very close 500 gross tonnage, because we must to calculate a lot of time, the weight booklet, the space, the volume, the structure, to reach, to go very close 499.
So I think it's an exciting event. It's a great prize to be winning. We'll be going very soon to Carrara, to the SeaTec Exhibition, where the award will be given out, and we'll meet up again there a little bit later. Thanks, Federico.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The selection of yachts sent for the challenge was truly eclectic, and I don't mind admitting that I felt a weight of responsibility to these young designers who'd put so much effort into their designs. This one particularly stood out to me. You see the elevated glass bubble there? By lifting it to that position, it leaves clear deck space below, and there's actually a plunge pool inside it on the aft side, with the helm station forward. It really was a very brave proposal, certainly something never done before, but the general consensus of opinion amongst the judges was that by having such a large body of water in such a high position, there could be huge problems to the stability of the yacht. That's a shame. Another design that jumped out at me was this one, a 42-metre Navetta style yacht called LED. Now, although this did not make it to be a finalist, just look at the detail and the quality of this rendering. It really is superb. And a word for any inspiring yacht designer who may be listening to this is the kind of quality of rendering that most shipyards will want to see. It's so much easier to sell a product like this if you have attractive and detailed images like this to show to potential buyers. And on that subject of advice to young designers, there are two things that I want to pass on. Firstly, of course, whilst it's great to be adventurous with your ideas, you also need to consider practical aspects such as suitable crew quarters, a good-sized galley, and of course, stability. But secondly, always give an abundance of information to the shipyard. Some of the applicants that we saw were really wonderful, but there just wasn't enough collateral data supplied to make a good decision. The awards for the three finalists were presented by Federico Rossi, and I was privileged to be present on the panel too, even getting the opportunity to speak a little in my best Italian, although if anybody has ever watched Laurel and Hardy in Italian, that's pretty much what I sound like. The moderator for the event was Antonio Vettesi, a very highly respected Italian yachting journalist. Let me move on to the real stars of the show though, the young designers themselves. I got to speak to two of the three finalists and to discuss their designs in more detail. So I'm with Giacomo Schiaroli, who made it through to the final three. You got the third place, so congratulations for being one of the last three finalists. When I saw this design, I absolutely loved it, and I thought this is a real contender. What can you tell me about what inspired you behind the design of the yachts?
Yeah, for me the idea was really about for the owner to be able to save in efficiency and spend time at sea with a small footprint as possible on the environment. That was really the basic idea of it.
Okay.
Therefore it's a 52-meter displacement yacht. It's below 500 gross tonnage. Considering that limitation for the shipyard, having a 52-meter hull length is quite remarkable, and that's make good for efficiency in navigation.
Now, there's two questions I want to ask you.
Yeah.
The first is, one of the things we looked at as judges was whether people would want to charter the yacht. Can you tell me a bit about the fun aspects of the yacht, which would make it desirable for somebody to charter?
Yeah, the idea there was to create as much as open space as possible. So in the stern area, there are a huge outdoor space there. On the main deck, you have a swimming pool. Top floor is a more lounge area, again for the exterior as well. And then, of course, I think the hero element there is the beach club.
Yes.
Which is quite impressive in terms of dimension.
And when the beach club is not in use, is that where the tenders and the toys go?
Yeah, exactly, correct. Yeah, they will have the way out from the side opening.
Yeah. Because at first when I saw it, I thought, oh my word, there's no space for tenders and toys. And then I read the description and I saw you put a dotted line in there for the tenders and toys.
Exactly.
So I thought, wow, swimming pool, beach club, lots of room for tenders and a helicopter pad as well, touch and go.
Yeah.
But the other question I wanted to ask you about is, what is this here?
That's a pretty unique feature, of course. It's a wind turbine. The idea there being combined with the solar panel on the roof as well, they will be able to supplement the electricity needs for the yachts. Retractable, so it can be concealed within the upper deck space and then pull off when needed, when conditions.
So a retractable wind turbine, that would be a first for a yacht. Now, apart from the really attractive designs, you've also put a lot of thought into the layout. So we'll take a few steps forward to take a look at the layout of the yacht. Can you just walk me through your design here?
Yeah, so I think what was very challenging there was to create room for the wind turbine within the general layout arrangement. So that's really been the big challenge for this layout. You have, as I said before, what I call a smart roof, where you have solar panel and wind turbine. And then in the upper deck you have the wheelhouse, captain cabin behind it, which is very convenient for him, I'm sure. And then there is a lot of space to take from this wind turbine. Needed to be concealed in there for sure. And then as you go along, you have an indoor saloon area and an exterior saloon as well.
I have to tell you, for somebody who markets yachts, this has got so much that people would love. And look at the helicopter pad, the wind turbine. And what is this here? Is that a gymnasium as well?
Yeah, that's a gymnasium within the owner cabin. So it's a quite large private area for the owner, where you have an office, you have a gymnasium there, large bathroom, shower, freestanding bath there as well. And then going backward, you have the main deck saloon, of course, and the swimming pool and the open area.
A load of work's gone into this, and I'm sure we're going to see your name a lot in the future as well in the yacht.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to meet you, gentlemen. So I'm with Gianluca Bina and Mirko Oprandi, who have won the Rossinavi Design Challenge. So massive congratulations. That's absolutely
Thank you very much.
fantastic. I'm so happy for you. Now, you were telling me that you worked together, having different jobs for each one of you. You did the more technical side of the project. So can you start with telling me a little bit about the technical aspects of the yacht?
Yes. Well, actually, we started first from a concept phase from the boat. So basically, we take a blank paper and we start putting ideas on it, on what we wanted to create, what was our design intention. So first of all, we put some features and points that we used as a reference to develop later on the project. One of the main aspects for our boat was indeed to create a green boat, something new on the super yacht market that we thought was still missing. For this reason, we start investigating different system of propulsion, generation of power, and also the storage of the power and energy on board. For this reason, we decided to change the standard propulsion concept, which is basically on the hybrid boats made from diesel generator, then electric engines, and then the propulsor itself. And we replaced the main generator with a smaller diesel turbine, which is decreasing in an incredible way the pollution and the environmental footprint of the boat. And we put high capacity lithium-ion batteries, and then we put a pod instead of the standard prop, which is again increasing more the efficiency of the drivetrain. So once we defined what was the main propulsion drivetrain of the boat, we tried to investigate what's the best hull shape that could decrease the power demand of the boat. For this reason, we started designing different hull solutions, and we ran different fluid dynamic simulation, try to minimize the trajectory curve of the boat at different speeds. So not only the top speed, but also something like a cruising speed. And then we came out from optimum envelope of the boat, which then created the hull as a platform for the further develop of the design and all the other features.
So you actually developed the hull design as well, both the hull and the propulsion system.
Correct. We worked together also with the suppliers like Corvus for the batteries and Capstans for the generators and Shuttle, for example, for the pod. We looked different producers on the market, but then we found that this could be one of the best way to get maximum efficiency through the full line and really decrease.
I have to tell you that one of the winning features of your entrance was the fact that we wanted something which you could actually put to the market.
Yeah.
And when you gave your design, you didn't just say this is hybrid, this is diesel electric, this is ecologically friendly.
Exactly.
You went right into the detail of who could manufacture the batteries, the propulsion. You'd even got a hull design. Very, very impressive. I mean, you deserved the first place. Now, you had the more artistic side, and also the general arrangement, the layout of the yacht. So I'm going to get the camera crew to take a few steps back with us here. And what can you tell us about the layout of the yacht? Why did you come up with this solution?
Well, let's say that the idea it was to have a really owner-friendly boat to be used, you know, and we thought to have these really huge open areas in every deck of the ship. Giving always a big importance on the green attitude of the boat, because there is always a big solar panel in every surface where it's available. On the top level deck we have a really big lounge area, which is totally combined with the steering position, and removing your curtains or your panels, you have a 360 view outside, and that's really important. After this, we have a really huge owner suite, which is 180 degrees view outside on the seaside, because this part it's totally out of the shear line of the boat, so you have an amazing view on the seaside. Of course, combined with all the services and everything you need on a typical 50-meter yacht. We thought also two different layouts for the lower deck, an owner version and this one, which is charter version with 4 cabins on the lower deck, more or less the same. And the hull and the boat himself, the concept of this boat is done to have a hull, a common hull, and a platform, which is a platform, let's say 80% of the boat, always fixed, and you have just to change as you wish the upper part. But at least we can say that 80% of the boat it's always in a fixed platform.
In fact, that was something that as well that really impressed us, was that you actually offered 2 different layouts, versatile layouts. You mentioned to me earlier as well that one of the layouts that's not shown here had access for the crew.
Yes.
How did that work?
I think in such a big, in such a huge importance of boats, let's say, in an owner version, you need to have all the comfort required. So it's important for the crew who has to serve the guest space to have a direct passage in the lower deck, to don't go up and later down again. It's not comfortable and it's much slower for the crew who has to work on the boat. And we thought on this boat to give importance to the owner, guest, and the same importance also for the crew, which work every day on the boat.
So the crew can access right into the cabins, change the linen, put it into the laundry.
Yes, laundry which is closed. In the owner version is like
without
this.
having to go up the stairs, through the saloon, down the stairs. That's a great
This
idea.
helps a lot in terms of.
It's an absolutely fantastic design. As soon as I saw it, I said, "This is really something special."
Thank you very much.
So great, congratulations!
Thank you very much.
Wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have the sensation of having just experienced being at the ground level of an event that has the potential to become an extremely prestigious and regular part of the yachting calendar. Now, in my opinion, Rossinavi have done two things exceptionally well. The first is that they were prepared to engage with social media influencers. Now, by the way, I'm not talking about me. They also engaged with Alex Jimenez, who is the yacht guy with almost 1 million followers on Instagram. He is the pioneer of social media in the yachting industry, and that allowed them to get word about the event out to a very wide audience very quickly. In fact, there were 60 applicants from 19 different countries. Now, the second thing is that they really gave a lot of thought to what the prize would be to the winner of this challenge. What yacht designer is there that can resist the allure of having a model made by the model maker group of the yacht that they've designed, and then a prestigious yard like Rossinavi developing the concept, commercializing it so it can be presented to the public? It's that depth of thought that Federico and his team have put into this event that makes me think that the Rossinavi Design Challenge is here to stay.